What's up, YouTube? Today I wanted to talk to you about how you can elevate your level of happiness on an everyday basis. To do that, we need to go through what the hedonic adaptation is.
aka the hedonic treadmill theory. Okay?
So this theory basically states that human happiness adapts to our own experience. An increase or a decrease of happiness after a certain event basically leads to a happiness baseline over time. Okay? The reason for this is that when something good or bad happens, here's my goods and bads. Good event, bad event. We, over time, eventually, our happiness levels go back to this baseline right here. Right? Yeah. We're able to psychologically adapt to any new experience over time. So, have you ever had an experience where you've maybe reached a goal or done something you've been waiting for so long and you thought it was going to make you super happy, and it did for a period of time right here? But after a few days, maybe a month or more, whatever, you eventually went back to normal. That is exactly what the hedonic treadmill is talking about. So maybe you were so excited for months to get married, you finally got married right here. This is the highlight of your life. You kind of go back to that regular happiness point. You're not going to stay at this high level of happiness. You're not going to have that high forever. It's just not going to happen because your brain is so used to adapting to new situations that you just basically jump back down right here. Let's put it this way. If you ever, I'm sure you have, experienced a extremely positive event in your life, like getting the job that you always wanted, getting married, buying your first house, I don't know, getting a game that you've been saving up for a really long period of time. And for that moment, of course, you're happy, you're excited. Generally speaking, those accomplishments are of feeling happiness are kind of short-lived. Over time, they kind of just dissipate. Another example is that you maybe were, let's say, saving up for a car for a really long period of time, right? You finally bought that car right here, and you're experiencing that high of buying that new car, super excited. Sorry about the glare right there. But yeah, so over time, once you get that car, the excitement and the high of buying the car right here eventually moves back down, right, to your baseline. And that can happen for many reasons. Maybe you get tired of the car, you're used to having the car, right? But it can also happen because you have the car, yay, but all of a sudden find another car that's better and prettier and faster and cooler and whatever. So all of a sudden you're back here and you are back to where you started and you want something more, right? So basically the point is you're always going to want something more. That's just how many of us are. We're always looking to bigger and better things, right? Which is great, except you're never going to reach that point if you keep reaching this bigger and better spot right here, and all of a sudden you want something even bigger and better. It's just going to continue on happening. It's a cycle, right? So there is one way to break that cycle, and I'll explain to you what it is in a moment. And also the same thing in the other direction. Can you remember something that happened that was really bad? Like you didn't get into the college that you wanted, or I don't know, you got into a car crash and completely totaled your car and it's gone, or I don't know, something generally bad, right? Yeah, it sucked at that time. It always does, of course. You were probably miserable and wanted to like lay in the fetal position in a hole or something. But over time, it dissipated, right? It basically went from down here back to your regular basis of happiness right there, right? So another thing worth looking into is whether our happiness baseline is fixed or not. Is it going to be here for the rest of our lives? Or can it move up a little bit or down a little bit? So that's the question right now. So there are certain situations or certain events that will actually bring your baseline up or down. One of them, like I said before, is marriage, right? So that tends to bring people's happiness base level up for a period of time. According to some research, it's about 5 years. And then eventually you'll go back down to baseline. But interestingly enough, worse situations, I don't know, it could be anything. It also depends on what you feel is really bad, right? So everybody's different, of course, but something like, I don't know, losing your parents or getting in a bad car accident or, I don't know, being in a traumatic hurricane experience, I don't know, something really bad happens to you. This can also cause the baseline to go down, and it tends to stay down longer than the positive, right? So this can definitely move, which means that the happiness and not so happy levels could also move up or down. So there's a range where your basis of happiness can be, right? And there's also a range where your basis of sadness can be. So it can jump depending on the situation. In one of the studies, people who've lost a spouse experienced sadness on the lowest part of the range of the baseline, and it lasted 8+ years. And then they adapt. Eventually everybody adapts, but some things obviously take much longer than others. And this is a big part of your life right here. 8 years is a long time. So it's just worth noting that there's a range for everything. And of course, it's all dependent on the person. So how do we keep ourselves on this top range of happiness right here? How do we do this? Sort of. The best tool to keep you up here, and this might sound a little new agey, like people are against things that work sometimes, but the best tool you can use here is gratitude. Gratitude. Okay? That is the one thing that will keep you at this level. Because if you practice gratitude every single day, it'll cause you to become happier. You'll be like, oh my God, thank God I have my family. Oh my God, thank God I have this house. Oh my God, thank God I can breathe. I'm alive. Yay, la la la. If you practice this every day, it will keep you within this range through good and bad. Because if you could keep yourself up here, being thankful for everything that you've got, when something bad happens, it'll be harder to push you down, right? You'll get down a little bit under the level, unless it's something huge where, like I said, something super negative happens. It can go here, but if you have a positive mindset where you practice gratitude every day and you're happy for what you actually have at this point, you will bounce back so much quicker and stay up in this level. And another thing is that, like I said before, when we're talking about like getting something new and exciting and being happy in that moment, like you got this awesome gift, whatever you've been waiting to get, whatever makes you happy, you'll be happy for it in the moment, like we said, but eventually you'll want something new, you'll want something better, you want something different. But if you have that gratitude mindset, you will be happy to have this still. That will not change, okay? And that means you don't need more. You don't need this guy right here to be happy, right? You will already be happy. There's no perfect happiness point. There's no, like, you're not going to hit the ceiling of happiness, right? But it's something that we're always striving for. But people overlook that you can be happy where you already are. So that right there is huge. It's something that can change your life. And there is one thing that I use to keep me on track with this tool right here, to keep me happy, to keep me going, to keep me from needing more. It's not to say it's bad to want more and do better, but it feels better to already enjoy what you already have. This will help you get off this stupid treadmill. I don't know how to draw a treadmill. There you go. Leh. You will be able to jump off this thing, little stick figure, and finally be happy. If you are already happy for what you've got. Had to clean up a bit. Sorry, you can see some scratches here. But it is really that simple. It is so simple. It's something that you have to practice every day. And the easiest thing to do to practice this is to think about 3 things that make you grateful for them every day. Just 3 things. That's it. So simple. 3 things that make you happy. Eventually, so if you do this every morning, eventually your brain will look for things that you are happy for throughout the day, throughout the night. Like, you're going to train your brain to find things you're grateful for instead of focusing on the negative crap that happens in your life. And it works. It works so well. You guys need to try this. It is the simplest tool, the simplest way to make your lives happier. And it's simple. 3 things every day. It takes 5 seconds to do. You wake up, you say you're thankful for waking up. You're thankful for your coffee. You're thankful for winning $5. Oops. On a scratch ticket, you get it. Just anything that makes you happy, that small cup of coffee in the morning that gets you going, you can have gratitude for that. It's the small things sometimes, guys. It's the small things. Just appreciate what you already have, and that's going to get you to that higher point here. And you're going to be like that and all happy and stuff. So if you guys are interested, I don't know, I got some paint on this, but I do actually use the 5-minute journal as a way of practicing gratitude, and it has changed my life. This is a whole year's worth of gratitude, and I've realized and noticed that this is all true. Over time, my brain is basically searching for things to be grateful for. I've trained my brain to do it throughout the day, okay? If you guys are interested in looking at this, I'll put it in the description below. If not, take a damn piece of paper, write down 1, 2, and 3, and every morning just write down 3 things you're freaking thankful for, because it's just that simple. I wouldn't go through all of this if I didn't feel like it worked, okay? This is a whole year's worth of gratitude and being thankful. So what's cool about this book is that it gives you a weekly challenge, which is pretty cool. It gives you inspiring quotes at the top. It's so simple. 3 lines, I'm grateful for, bam, bam, bam. 1, 2, 3. What would make today great? And what's your daily affirmations? This is all during the morning. At night, amazing things that happened today. Be grateful for them, be thankful, be happy. And how could I have made today better? Super simple. You don't need this book. I love it because I don't have to keep writing out these lines. But you can just take a notebook and do it yourself, guys. There's no excuse for it. But if you're interested, like I said, I will put it in the description below, but you don't need this. I love it. I would suggest you try it, but you don't need it, okay? So it's not an excuse to not try this tool, okay? So hopefully that made sense to you guys. Sorry, it's a little bit all over the place. But if you have any questions or comments, put them in the description below. Hit the like button, subscribe, hit the little bell, please. And if you're interested in more things like this, please let me know. And I'll see you guys in the next video.